Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm your teacher Ms. Nadia Rowe from Ami Burnhall Girls College, Ahmedabad, and today we are starting with next lecture of chapter number 18, alcohol, phenols and ethers. In the previous lecture we have studied about alcohols, their nomenclature and their preparatory methods, and we discussed about thiols. Now we are heading towards the chemical reactions of alcohols in this lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to study about chemical reactivity of alcohols. We will discuss chemical properties of alcohols in detail, which are divided into three main parts. Number one is carbon-oxygen bond cleavage. It will include the reaction of alcohols with hydrogen halides, then reaction of alcohols with thionyl chloride and phosphorus trihalides in condensation reactions. Second type of chemical reactions of alcohols is OH bond cleavage, which includes esterification, and in the end we will discuss oxidation of alcohols. Let's discuss reactivity of alcohols first. In case of alcohols, we have seen that alcohol has got two reactive covalent bonds. One of the bond is carbon-oxygen bond and another reactive bond is oxygen and hydrogen bond. As we know that electronegativity of oxygen is quite great as compared to that of carbon and hydrogen, due to which this covalent bonds, these two bonds of functional group, both of the bonds are polar in nature. And oxygen is electron-rich species and carbon-hydrogen both are electron-deficient species. So if we see the structure of alcohol, we would see that oxygen electron-rich species will be the nucleophilic site and electrophilic site will be carbon and hydrogen, both of them. In this case, the most reactive site is because electronegativity difference between oxygen and hydrogen is more, so this bond is more polar. Despite of the fact that this bond is very much strong in nature, but even then this bond will be broken up and it will be more reactive. We have got two kind of reactions in which either a nucleophile can come and attack this molecule or any electrophile can come and attack this molecule. If any nucleophile is coming, in that case this carbon and oxygen bond, this bond will be broken up, and if any electrophile will come, then in that case oxygen and hydrogen bond will be broken up. Electrophile is going to pick up hydrogen. So there are two kind of reactions with respect to carbon-oxygen bond breakage or oxygen and hydrogen bond breakage. Order of reactivity of alcohols is depending upon whether carbon and oxygen bond will be broken up or oxygen and hydrogen bond is broken up. If carbon-oxygen bond is broken up, with respect to that, then reactivity order of alcohols is tertiary alcohols are more reactive as compared to secondary alcohols, which are more reactive as compared to primary alcohols. Why? Because when carbon and oxygen bond is broken up, then in that case carbocation is produced, and we know that stability of carbocation, tertiary carbocations are more stable as compared to secondary, which are more stable as compared to primary carbocation. So same will go for the reactivity order of carbon-oxygen bond cleavage. Tertiary alcohols will be more stable because they are making a tertiary carbocation which is more stable in the reaction, so it will be more reactive. This tertiary alcohol will be more reactive as compared to primary alcohol, whose carbocation is not very much stable in the reaction, so it will react less, so its rate of reaction will be low as well. Stability of carbocation, we have discussed it in the previous lectures as well, is depending upon the electron donating effect of alkyl groups. The tertiary carbocation has got 3 electron donating alkyl groups, which are going to stabilize this positive charge more as compared to secondary or primary, which has got lesser electron donating groups. So that's why its reactivity will be more as compared to this one. In case of oxygen and hydrogen bond cleavage, the reactivity order is primary alcohols are more reactive as compared to secondary, which are more reactive as compared to tertiary alcohols. Because in this case, when oxygen hydrogen bond is broken up, then in that case alkoxide ion is made. This is alkoxide ion, and these are alkyl groups. If they have got electron donating effect, which is shown by the arrows, you can see in primary alcohols electron donating effects is less. So more is the negative charge being donated to this carbon, more negative charge will be taken away by the oxygen as well, and more electronegative or more negative is oxygen, it will bound or hydrogen more tightly with itself. In case of rest of the two, there is electron donating effect becomes more and more. So in this case, like in tertiary alkoxide ion, you will see there are 3 alkyl groups which are donating electrons to the carbon, which is shifting its negative charge to the oxygen. So this oxygen will be very tightly bound to the hydrogen, and it won't let that proton move away, and it won't let it make a alkoxide ion. So that's why in case of alkoxide ions, tertiary alcohols will be least reactive, and primary alcohols and methanol will be most reactive one. Now let's start with the reactions of alcohols. Reactions of alcohols can be divided into 4 main categories. First category is the reaction in which carbon-oxygen bond is broken up. Second type is the reaction in which oxygen and hydrogen bond is broken up. Another type is in which oxygen is acting as a base. It will be donating its electron pair to the other substances. And at the end, we will discuss oxidation reactions of alcohols. First type is the reactions which are involving carbon and oxygen bond breakage, in which we are going to study about the first reaction, which is reaction with hydrogen halides. What is a hydrogen halide? We know hydrogen halide has got a hydrogen and a halogen. Halogen can be chlorine, bromine, iodine. Alcohols will react with hydrogen halide by a nucleophilic substitution reaction. We have studied about nucleophilic substitution when we studied about in the chapter of alkyl halides. Order of reactivity of hydrogen halides is, it can be hydrogen iodide will be most reactive, then comes hydrogen bromide, and then comes hydrogen chloride. So in all of them, hydrogen chloride will be least reactive and hydrogen iodide will be most reactive one. You know about the reason behind that. The reason is hydrogen and iodine bond is not very strong, so it can be broken up easily due to lesser electronegativity difference between hydrogen and that of iodine. The order of reactivity of alcohols is as it is carbon-oxygen bond cleavage. So order of reactivity we have discussed just now is tertiary alcohols will be most reactive, then secondary, then primary alcohols. Methyl alcohol will be more reactive among other primary alcohols and methanol. So the simplest reaction that can be shown here is alcohol will be reacting with hydrogen halide, and halogen will be attached. Their carbon-oxygen bond is broken up. Halogen is attached with the carbon, and hydrogen is picking up hydroxyl, making water. But the reaction is not as simple as it is shown over here. Let's discuss mechanism of this reaction to make you understand it well. It is divided into 3 main steps. The first step is protonation of alcohol, or by the term protonation means alcohols will take away hydrogens. And how they will take away hydrogen? They are going to pick up protons by the lone pair of electrons which are present upon oxygen. They will be donated to the hydrogen atoms which are nearby. Hydrogen means proton. This reaction is very fast, and oxonium ion will be produced. Now this hydrogen is attached with oxygen, and oxygen has developed a positive charge upon itself. This ion is called oxonium ion. So this ion right now would be called alkoxonium ion. This alkoxonium ion or protonated alcohol will dissociate in the second step to give rise to carbocation and water. Because there is a positive charge upon this oxygen, so it will have to balance it by breaking the bond, as it is more electronegative than carbon. So it will take the electron of carbon, making carbon positively charged, and water will be lost in the reaction. This reaction is a slow step. In the last step, what will happen? The chloride ions or the halogen ions or the nucleophile, they will react with carbocation and product will be formed. Again, this is a fast step because it involves ions which are taking part in the reaction. So how chloride is coming from the hydrogen halide that you have taken in the beginning. Hydrogen were utilized in step 1, and these chlorides has been utilized in step number 3. So this is how reaction is proceeded on. In case if we are using primary alcohol, and that of hydrogen chloride. In that case, reaction will be very slow, because in both of them we have seen in the reactivity order that hydrogen chloride is least reactive and primary alcohols are least reactive in carbon-oxygen bond breakage. So in that case, you will have to provide the whole reaction mixture with the catalyst, which can be zinc chloride. And the difference of chemical reactivity of alcohols with different halogen acids is used for their identification sometimes, and this is a very important reaction which is called Lucas test. What is Lucas test? Lucas reagent is in fact zinc chloride in concentrated HCl. It is used to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Whenever alcohol is treated with Lucas reagent, the following corresponding chloroalkane will be formed. In this reaction, it can be shown here. Alcohol is treated with concentrated zinc chloride and concentrated HCl. In this case, this OH will be replaced by the chlorine, and these alkyl halides will appear. These alkyl halides will be appearing in the form of cloudiness. Or so in Lucas test, how we are going to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols by judging different rates with which the products are produced. In case of primary alcohols, whenever they are treated with zinc chloride catalyst and concentrated HCl, the cloudiness appears in few. In case of secondary alcohols, when they are treated with Lucas reagent, this cloudiness will appear within 5 to 10 minutes. So which will tell you that there were some secondary alcohols that were present. If there are tertiary alcohols present, then immediately cloudiness or white appear, and you will get to know that it was a tertiary alcohol. So this test can be utilized to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols by noticing the different rates of the chemical reaction. The one which is reaction fastest will be tertiary alcohol, the one which is taking a little bit of time will be secondary alcohol, and the one which is taking too much time will be the primary alcohol. Let's see mechanism of this reaction. In this reaction, what will happen? First of all, alcohol is going to donate its electronic pair to zinc chloride, and a complex will be produced. Oxygen and hydrogen are still intact, but due to lone pair of electron, oxygen is attaching itself with the zinc chloride. So there will be alcohol and zinc chloride complex that will be made. Now oxygen has developed a positive charge because it is making 3 bonds. So one of the bond has to be broken up. So oxygen and carbon bond will be broken up and a carbocation will be produced. This molecule will be lost. This carbocation will be later on attacked by the chloride ions from hydrogen chloride, and alkyl halide will be produced, and this is the byproduct that is produced in this reaction. Product formation at different rates in case of Lucas test is due to the formation of carbocations. As I have told you just now, that tertiary carbocations are more stable than secondary or primary, so they are formed rapidly from tertiary alcohols, and primary carbocations are difficult to form, so primary alcohols will react very slow in this reaction. As Lucas test can be utilized for identification of primary, secondary or tertiary alcohols, among primary alcohols, methanol and ethanol are very important ones, and they are utilized very much in the labs and in the daily life as well. So they can be tested with the help of iodoform test. Iodoform reaction or iodoform test is very important in identification of methanol or ethanol. In this reaction, alcohols that are having ethyl group attached with hydroxyl group, they will react with iodine and sodium hydroxide. This reagent is called iodoform reagent, and they are going to produce iodoform CHI3. This iodoform is having carbon which is attached with three iodines and 1 hydrogen only, and this iodoform will be the resultant product that will appear in the form of yellow crystals, and that will test, or that will tell us about the presence of ethanol. Iodoform produced is the yellow crystals, and they have got characteristic order as well. Methanol is not going to give this test, so this test can be utilized for identification between ethanol and methanol. Next reaction that involves Carbon and oxygen bond cleavage is the reaction with thionyl fluoride and phosphorus trihalides. Reaction with phosphorus trihalide is shown over here, in which 3 molecules of alcohol are reacting with phosphorus tribromide and they are producing 3 molecules of alkyl bromide. Along with that, a phosphorus acid is being produced. This reaction you have studied already in preparation of alkyl halides as well. This can be utilized for iodination of alcohols. Alcohols can be iodinated, or iodine can be added to alcohols in the presence of PI3, that is phosphorus triiodide. Similarly, they can react with thionyl chloride, that is SOCl2. This reaction you have already studied as well. This thionyl chloride can convert primary and secondary alcohols to chloro. Along with that, sulfur dioxide and HCl are produced as byproduct. Now let's see mechanism of this reaction. In this reaction, you can see SOCl2. This is being shown over here. Sulfur is linked with oxygen through double bond, and chlorines are present on the sides with single bonds. Because oxygen and chlorines, all of them are electronegative, so sulfur will be partially positively charged right now in this compound. This alcohol molecule has got oxygen, which has got lone pair of electron. It will be donated to sulfur, and along with that, this one of the double bond, pi bond between sulfur and oxygen will be broken up, which is going to produce a negative charge on oxygen, and this whole molecule will be attached with the alcohol molecule through oxygen. This oxygen will get a positive charge because it has been converted into oxonium ion, and now in the next step, one of the chlorine will be lost, and this negative charge is again going to make a bond between sulfur and oxygen. So this bond will be restored. One of the chlorine has been lost. Now the chlorine lost is going to attack this molecule from this side, because this carbon atom, due to presence of oxygen, it has become very much positively charged. So this bond has to be broken up, or it can nullify its positive charge. So this bond will be broken up and this whole molecule will be lost. In this molecule, again, chlorine is attached over here. At this molecule will have bond breakage at sulfur and chlorine. This second chlorine will be lost as well, which is going to be picked up by the hydrogen, and HCl will be produced, and this sulfur is going to make a double bond between oxygen, these two as well, making sulfur dioxide. This is mechanism of this reaction. Now moving on towards third reaction, which is a condensation reaction. This is also included in carbon-oxygen bond cleavage type of reactions, in which the two molecules of alcohol will react together and they are going to remove water molecule from them, and in the presence of sulfuric acid as a catalyst, and ether will be produced. Along with that, a small molecule of water is lost. Condensation reactions are those reactions in which two or more molecules join together by removal of any of the small molecules. Small molecule can be water, it can be sometimes in other reaction, it can be alcohols, can also be removed as a small molecule. Let's see mechanism of this reaction. Step 1 is protonation of alcoholic oxygen to make it a better leaving group. Water is a good leaving group. One of the molecule of alcohol will be reacting with the proton from the acid, and lone pair of electron on oxygen is going to make bond with this proton, and the resultant species is oxonium ion. Oxygen of second molecule will now act as a nucleophile and it will attack to displace the good leaving group, that is water. Instead of this cannot be removed just like that. It will be removed. Once it is protonated, it will be converted into an oxonium ion having positive charge on oxygen. In the next step, next molecule of alcohol like this one, it was taken, and now its oxygen will act as a nucleophile. This oxygen is acting as a nucleophile. It is in search of nucleus which is being provided to it by the carbon atom. So this oxygen will be making a bond with this carbon atom, and the bond between carbon and oxonium ion will be broken up. In the next step, what will happen? This proton will be removed. This whole molecule, this water molecule is lost, and now this whole molecule is attached with the ethyl carbocation. Now this molecule is attached along with hydrogen. Another oxoniamine has been produced and two alkyl groups are attached. Once this molecule is formed, there will be any molecule can come. For example, any base, water can act as a base, or another alcohol molecule can act as a base sometime, and it is going to remove this proton. This bond will be broken up, and this bond, once it is broken up, this electron will be utilized to balance the positive charge which is present upon oxygen atom. Here no double bond is being made. Here positive charge is being nullified right now, and the molecule produced is ether. Along with that, this water has taken a proton, so it is being lost in the form of hydronium. Hydronium means hydrogen which was utilized as a catalyst has been restored now. It was taken from the sulfuric acid, and now because it was acting as a catalyst, so it has been restored now. Mechanism for the formation of ethers. Do remember, in this method symmetrical ethers are produced usually from the primary alcohols, because in case of secondary and tertiary there would be too much of branching, so two molecules, when they would come near to each other, they won't be able to interact much. So this method is more suitable for the primary alcohols, and this is also not suitable for unsymmetrical ethers. It cannot happen that you are taking a ethyl alcohol here and here you are taking a propyl or another alcohol. They cannot join together. Unsymmetrical ethers will not be formed in this reaction. The substitution reaction is involving oxygen as a nucleophile of one of the alcohol, which is attacking the electrophilic carbon in the other, displacing a water molecule. This is all about condensation of alcohols. Now moving towards second kind of reactions, which is cleavage of OH bond. In this reaction, we are going to study about esterification. Esterification means process of making of esters. I hope you remember the functional group ester. Whenever alcohols are reacting with carboxylic acids, they produce ester through again a condensation reaction. I have told you condensation reaction is the one in which two molecules join together by removal of any small molecule. In esterification, again water is going to be a small molecule that will be lost. In this reaction, you can see carboxylic acid is reacting with alcohol. From alcohol, OH bond will be broken up, and from carboxylic acid, this carbon-oxygen bond will be broken up. These two, hydroxyl and hydrogen, will combine together to make up water, and this OR, alkoxide ion, will be jointed with the carbon atom, making an ester. This whole reaction happens in the presence of a dehydrating agent, which is concentrated sulfuric acid right now, and it will have to be refluxed. By refluxing means we will have to boil the mixture just a little bit below their boiling points. For example, a precise reaction can be shown. Ethanoic acid is taken, which is reacting with ethanol, and in this case again concentrated sulfuric acid is being utilized, and the product produced is ethyl ethanoate. From here hydrogen has been lost, and this alkoxide ion has been attached with the carbon atom, making a ethyl ethanoate. Along with that, water is being produced. This reaction is of too much importance in industries. Sometimes nitroglycerine, Ng, is prepared through this process. This nitroglycerine is also called trinitroglycerine, TNG. This is a very active ingredient in manufacture of explosives, and mostly dynamites are prepared from that. It is employed in construction, demolition, or in mining industry. This can be prepared by utilizing glycerine and treating it with nitric acid in the presence of sulfuric acid. Again, in this reaction, you will see alcohols will undergo OH bond cleavage, and hydroxyls will be lost from nitric acid. Hydrogens will be picked up. All these three hydrogens will be picked up by three hydroxyls from the nitric acid, and the resultant product produced will have nitro groups attached over here with CH2O, CHO, and again CH2O. All of them have got nitro groups attached. So that's why it is called either nitroglycerine is the common name. Proper name would be trinitroglycerine, and 3 molecules of water has been lost in this process. This is example of again esterification. Next kind of reaction is oxidation reaction. Let's see oxidation reactions of alcohol. Oxidation of primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols will be discussed separately. Primary alcohols are, first of all, they can be oxidized to aldehydes, and they will be further, aldehydes will be oxidized to carboxylic acid. Strong oxidizing agent like acidified KMnO4 or acidified potassium dichromate is utilized in this process. Primary alcohol, when it is oxidized, hydrogens will be lost. This hydrogen and one of the hydrogen from this carbon will be lost and carbon is going to make a double bond with the oxygen atom. So aldehyde will be produced, and this aldehyde will further be oxidized, and one of the oxygen will be added up over here with this carbon and hydrogen, and it will be converted into carboxylic acid. But further it cannot be oxidized any further, because aldehydes are themselves a very strong reducing agents. So to obtain aldehyde, we will have to distill off the aldehydes from the reaction mixture as they are formed. If we don't want carboxylic acids to be made, we only need aldehydes, then we will have to distill them off as soon as they are produced. Oxidizing agent in that case can be acidified potassium dichromate. For example, we can take this example of ethanol, and it will be treated with potassium dichromate under acidified conditions, and aldehyde is produced. If you keep on removing that, further its oxidation will not be done. Next step is oxidation of secondary alcohol. In oxidation of secondary alcohol, these can be oxidized to ketones by either again using the same acidified KMnO4 or acidified potassium dichromate. These ketones cannot further be oxidized to carboxylic acids because they will be involving breakage of a strong carbon-carbon bond. So ketones will not be further oxidized, and secondary alcohols are by removal of hydrogens. You can see this hydrogen and this hydrogen is removed. Carbon and oxygen are developing a double bond. So if you want to make it a carboxylic acid, you will have to break this carbon and carbon bond, which is very difficult. And ketones cannot be oxidized that easily. We will study it in detail in the next chapter, inshallah. So these are not further oxidized and reaction will stop at this point. Now let's see oxidation of tertiary alcohols. Oxidation of tertiary alcohol is much more difficult. They are very resistant to oxidation because right now oxidation will be involving breakage of carbon-carbon bonds. In case of primary or secondary, carbon-hydrogen bond is broken up, hydrogens are removed, and that carbon gets oxidized. But right now carbon and carbon bonds, because there are no hydrogens attached with the hydroxyl group carbon atom, so in that case carbon-carbon bond will be very difficult to break. So they can be oxidized by acidified KMnO4 to give mixture of ketone and carboxylic acid, both with fewer carbon atoms than alcohol. Within a molecule, some bond breakage will be done, and then half of the molecule will be converted to ketone and other half will be converted to ethanoic acid or carboxylic acid. We can see this is 2-methyl butane 2-ol, in which when it is treated under same reaction conditions at high temperature, you will see there will be bond breakage over here, and CH3C CH3 hydrogens will be lost and double bond will be produced with carbon and oxygen. Now this bond will also be broken up and this molecule will be oxidized to ethanoic acid. So in fact there is a bond breakage within a molecule that is being done, and now the fragments can further be changed into either ketone or to carboxylic acid, but as a whole this molecule tertiary alcohol cannot be oxidized that easily. Last reaction related to alcohols is in fact oxidation of 1,2-diols or cleavage of 1,2-diols. 1,2-diols are those alcohols which are having two hydroxyl groups at position 1 and 2, and this reaction is specific for 1,2-diols only. They will react, 1,2-diols will react with periodic acid HiO4, and they will cleave the diol into 2 carbonyl compounds. They will be, this is a 1,2-diol which will be treated in the presence of HiO4, that is periodic acid. This bond between carbon atoms will be broken up, hydrogens will be lost, and these 2 hydrogens are going to take one oxygen from HiO4, that is periodic acid, and they are going to remove in the form of water molecule. And further you will see that this whole reaction will proceed by a cyclic intermediate, that is cyclic periodate ester is the intermediate that is produced in this process. First of all, when this 1,2-diol reacts with periodic acid, it is going to make this cyclic intermediate, periodate ester intermediate, and in this intermediate you can see periodic acid is attached with this molecule. How it will happen? First of all, these 2 hydrogen atoms will be lost, and one of the oxygen from this one will be lost in the form of water molecule. Now these 2 carbons along with the oxygen in this green color, these are the ones which are present over here. they are linked with the periodic acid in this way, in the cyclic form, and further later on in the next step these two bonds will be broken up. The bond between oxygen and iodine, these two bonds will be broken up, and the bond between carbon atoms will also be broken up, and now carbon and oxygens will develop double bond between each other, so they will be converted into two carbonyl compounds. This reaction can be used for the functional group test of 1,2-diols, and the products can be determined by the substituents on the diol. We will have to predict the product by looking at the substituents that are present at 1 and 2 position of this diol. This is all about reactions of alcohols, and this is all about today's lecture. Go through the lecture again and again, and all these reactions must be practiced 2 to 3 times at your homes. Always write the reaction. Don't ever try to learn the reactions. You always have to write it 2 to 3 times, and then you would be able to memorize it well. There is no other key than this. Thank you very much. Have a good day.